Assalamu alaikum. Finally, the month of forgiveness and mercy has been arrived, and it's the 5th of Ramadan today. And today, I just want to talk about some tips and the wisdom behind Ramadan. That it's not just fasting and avoiding food and things, it's not just avoiding drinking and eating, but it's a lot more than that. And it's the month to break the bad habits, especially the bad habits that you have. Like, it's way easier in this month to break that evil habits that you have. So, it's a blessed month, and we have to actually like take the benefit from it. So, today I'm just going to be talking about some tips and things that you have to focus on in Ramadan, which would benefit you the most, and the things that Allah asks us to do basically. And we're just gonna be talking about that kind of things. So first of all, as we all maybe heard that the month of Ramadan is the month of Quran. It was the month that Quran has been revealed upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that basically means that in Ramadan, maybe like most of the focus should be on the Quran, on reading it, on basically reflecting on it, to actually read it, read the translation if you don't know Arabic, and things like that. So most of the time should be spent on the Quran basically. And inshallah, like if you can, if you do khatam like every single day, you recite one juz, one juz a day, and by the 30th of the Ramadan, you're gonna be finishing the Quran, which would be beautiful. And if you can even do more, it's gonna be better. But that's the ideal one. Even if you want to do less, like it's just something optional. But the ideal one is like just reciting the whole Quran in the month of Ramadan, like every single day, one juz a day. So Quran, Quran. What do I mean by reading Quran? Reading Quran doesn't just mean to read the English, to read the Arabic, Mus'haf, in only reading it one juz a day. And it was me actually. Before, like, I used to recite the Quran and not actually reflecting on it, not even knowing the meaning. Of course, I like many people don't know, but they can read the translation. But I wasn't reading. I didn't used to read the translation. But that's, in my opinion, the most important part of the Quran. Doesn't mean that only reading the Mus'haf is kind of like, if you don't understand the meaning and you're just reciting it, doesn't benefit you, or maybe it's not rewarded. No, it is rewarded. But the purpose that the Quran is being revealed is not just the recitation, but it's the purpose is the meaning in the message through it. So try to not only recite the Mus'haf without even understanding it, but read it with translation, with actually reflecting on the meaning. And I think that would be the most beneficial way they can, you know, be with the Quran. And one of the good news about Ramadan is basically that every single rewarded action that you do is basically, the reward is like times more. I don't know, it's 10 times more, 20 times more, I'm not sure, but of course, like, it's still like times more than its usual, you know amount amount of reward that you're getting. So that's why I just want to say that be as much as good deeds as you can. And that shouldn't be only praying and reading the Quran. Like, you should give charity, one of the most important things in Ramadan. But the most important part in charity is your intention. It's not how much you give, but it's about with what kind of intention, with how sincere intention you give that money. I just want to say that make your intention right. That's the most important part. Not just in charity, but in every single, you know, good deed. And one of the other things that is for me, like, it's actually so easy, and it doesn't take that much effort, but the reward that you get for it, it's a lot, which is the tahajjud prayer. Like when you waking up for suhoor and you're just free, you can just make wudu and pray 2 rak'ahs, or if you can 4 rak'ahs would be the best possible. So it doesn't take that much effort because you waken up for the suhoor anyway. And if you just pray the tahajjud prayer, it would be so rewarded because it's still the month of Ramadan, and also the tahajjud prayer even in regular times, like, it's rewarded. And the du'as that you have, you just make it, and inshallah it would be. I don't want to say inshallah because I know Allah's gonna accept it. So just don't say inshallah in du'as. Like, just tell Allah to make it happen, because Allah can do everything. So the du'as that you have, just make it in tahajjud prayer. I think like it would be the best time to for your du'as to be accepted. And the last thing that I want to talk about, but definitely not the least thing, and could be the most important one, is basically that in Ramadan, in the month of Ramadan, it's so easy, as I said already, to break your bad habits. Whatever bad habit that you have, try to break it in this month because it's way easier. And as we know that this is, in the month of Ramadan, shaitan is like locked, you know it doesn't have any access to your thoughts and anything, and you don't have any kind of excuses to blame shaitan. So in this case, in order to avoid the evil, is a lot easier, any evil as it is, because now the only thing is left is your nafs. Still there is a thing that actually manipulating you to do that thing, but it's a lot easier because now it's like half, the half effort that they're putting to manipulate you to do the thing, it's half, so it's easier. So you can just train yourself, train your soul, your nafs in this 1 month to not do that thing, and inshallah ya Allah, like, make it for you and for me as well, that after the month of Ramadan the bad habit would be gone. That's how it is. So I hope this video helped you. I know that things were not in order. I don't have any kind of script in front of me, so I just said things that actually worked for me. And try to just subscribe the channel, because I'm gonna be uploading more and more contents in the month of Ramadan, especially because whatever I realize or I discover in myself that works for me, I just share it in my channel. So subscribe to my channel, like the video so more people can access to the video, like see the video. And inshallah I'm gonna be seeing you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Kareem.